While Pokemon Unite is a really fun game to play, SoloQ can be often stressful. Not being able to properly communicate with your team, on top of teammates making questionable decisions. This can be very frustrating, but worry not, you can still put on your backpack and carry your whole team in SoloQ if you play the right Pokemon. So here's my list of the best Pokemon in each role to carry in SoloQ with. Starting off with all-rounders, we have Scyther, who I think is probably the best Pokemon in the whole game right now. They're just so versatile. While I recommend to play them in the jungle, you can also lane very effectively. Scyther has a lot of early game damage and can clear really quick and head to lanes to impact the early game. In the late game, they're very mobile with 2 dashes and can deal half the amount of damage from a distance. And Scyther's Unite can quickly just dive onto the backline and completely wipe their carries. And if needed, you can also play Scissor if your team needs a more tanky damage threat. 2-in-1, amazing. In terms of attackers, right now I don't think there's anyone better than Venusaur. Bulbasaur is really strong in the early game with a lot of range to poke from a distance, but also some really good damage with auto attacks. But in the late game is where he shines. Venusaur's Unite move is an insanely powerful AoE threat that gives you a damage shield, as well as having healing from your Giga Drain and insane mobility from Petal Dance. You basically become a very mobile threat. You have heals and you're really hard to hit. On top of that, Venusaur is very easy to play since he has no skill shots. I highly recommend Venusaur to carry some games. For defenders, you should play Mamoswine. Mamoswine in the late game can be so disruptive and can easily carry any team fight, but they also have a really good early to mid game. The freezing mechanic is incredibly strong and can set up for ganks really easily. On top of being super beefy, they can output some serious damage and crowd control. Icicle Crash has slows, high horsepower stuns, and the Unite move both slows and knocks up the enemy team. Defender roles are usually there for utility and crowd control, but Mamoswine is unique because they can deal so much damage. A quick dive onto the back line, and you can kill all their carries if they're not being careful. For Speedster, I recommend Dodrio. Their early game is really strong and they can clear the jungle very quick, on top of being probably the most mobile Pokemon in the game. They can get in and out of situations very easily, and overall just navigate the map very quickly, which is exactly what you want in the jungle. A Pokemon that can be everywhere and help out with all the objectives all across the map. And their moveset is also very viable. While I personally recommend Tri-Attack and Agility, I think that Drill Peck and Jump Kick are also very strong options. But the real reason why I think Dodrio is insanely overpowered is its Unite. You can easily disrupt the entire team and just make a beeline to their backline. And with how much damage Dodrio can deal, you'll be able to kill all their carries and run out in 2 seconds. And last but certainly not least, we have support. And the best support for SoloQ is Eldegoss. In lane, this Pokemon can be so annoying. The constant heals, shields, move speed increase, and surprisingly good damage, you'll have your opponent raging in no time. Pollen Puff is really good as it can act as a shield or help out with damage, and Cotton Guard also gives a nice shield, heal, and move speed buff. And in the late game, its Unite move can be devastating, as you can jump into their entire team and disrupt the entire comp. You also provide a huge AoE heal to not just you, but also your entire team. Eldegoss is just a very difficult Pokemon to deal with at any point in the game, but they're also super easy to play, so honestly, it's just a win-win. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.